Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, January 3, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Houston Rockets vs Philadelphia 76ers. Houston is averaging 107.2 points per game. They scored 111 points in their last game, making 43.5% of their field goals and 38.1% of their three-pointers. Jalen Green led the way for Houston with 29 points. Kenyon Martin Jr. finished with 15 points and 7 rebounds, while Daishen Nix added 13 points and 2 steals. Houston has struggled defensively, giving up 115.2 points per game. They gave up 124 points in their last game and will need to do a better job if they want to win this game. Houston has really struggled outside of their 7-game win streak that spanned November 24 through December 8. The Rockets enter this one just 3-27 in their other 30 games, which, if you're scoring at home, is a .100 winning percentage. Houston is playing their third game in 4 nights here, while Philadelphia has been off since Thursday. That's a nice rest advantage to have in the tank for the 76ers, who are finally getting back up to speed after having several key components missing due to COVID-19. Embiid and Harris lead the charge, which proves to be too much for the Rockets to handle. Our first betting advice is to pick Philadelphia 76ers. On the year, the 76ers are 22nd in the league in scoring offense, with 106.1 points per game. The 76ers are 30th in rebounding as they collect 41.7 rebounds per contest, while they are 25th in assists by dishing out an average of 22.3 dimes a night. Philadelphia is 9th in the league in scoring defense as they allow an average of 105.9 points a contest. Joel Embiid leads the 76ers as he puts up 26.3 points, 10.8 rebounds and 4 assists per contest this season. Seth Curry contributes 16.1 points a night. Tobias Harris chips in 18.5 points, plus 7.7 rebounds per game, while Therese Maxey adds 16.8 points, plus 4.5 assists per contest. Furkan Korkmaz kicks in 8.3 points a night. Georges Niang, 10.5 points, Shake Milton, 10.7 points, Danny Green, Andre Drummond, Matisse Thybulle, Isaiah Joe and Paul Reed are key pieces of the rotation for coach Doc Rivers. Philadelphia is 15th in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 45.6% from the floor as a team this season. The 76ers are 28th in threes per game as they drain 11.1 triples a contest, while they are 14th in three-point shooting by connecting on 35.1% of their attempts from beyond the arc. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Charlotte Hornets vs Washington Wizards. Charlotte is averaging 115.2 points per game. They scored 116 points in their last game, making 51.8% of their field goals and 34.6% of their three-pointers. Terry Rozier led the way for Charlotte with 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. LaMelo Ball finished with 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists, while Gordon Hayward added 18 points and 4 rebounds. Charlotte has struggled defensively, giving up 116.1 points per game. They gave up 108 points in their last game and will need a similar effort if they want to win this game. Charlotte has won 3 straight entering Sunday, but this is the second game of a back-to-back situation for them here. The Hornets have been brutal in those situations this year, as we discussed earlier, going 0-7 while allowing more than 125 points per game. Washington is coming off a gut-punch defeat at home to Chicago Saturday, wasting a terrific performance for 47+ minutes. With that said, the Wizards are at home with a rest day in their pocket and they didn't have to travel for this game. Washington is averaging 106.5 points per game. They scored 119 points in their last game, making 52.9% of their field goals and 22.2% of their three-pointers. Kyle Kuzma led the way for Washington with 29 points and 12 rebounds. Bradley Beal finished with 27.17 assists and 4 steals, while Daniel Gafford added 19 points and 8 rebounds. Washington has played well defensively, giving up 108.8 points per game. They gave up 120 points in their last game and will need to do a better job if they want to get the win. Our first betting advice is to pick Washington Wizards. On the season, the Wizards are 21st in the league in scoring offense with 106.5 points per game. Washington is 20th in rebounding by grabbing 44.2 boards a night, while they stand 12th in assists by dishing out 23.9 dimes a contest. The Wizards are 19th in scoring defense by allowing 108.8 points per game. Bradley Beal leads the team with 23.6 points plus 6.4 assists per game this season. Spencer Dinwiddie contributes 13.1 points, 5 rebounds and 5.6 assists per game. Montrezl Harrell puts up 14.5 points, plus 7.3 rebounds per game, while Kyle Kuzma kicks in 13.9 points and 8.1 boards per contest. Daniel Gafford, Raul Neto, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope 11.1 points, Aaron Holiday, Davis Bertans and Corey Kispert are key pieces of the rotation for Coach Wes Unseld Jr. Washington is 6th in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 46.7% from the floor as a team. The Wizards are 30th in threes per game as they drain 10 per contest, and they stand 26th in three-point shooting by connecting on 32.4% of their attempts from beyond the arc. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total. Memphis Grizzlies vs Brooklyn Nets. Before the game, Memphis had 9 players on the injury list, 6 under health and safety protocols, including starter Dillon Brooks. Of the other 3, rookie Santi Aldama, who was sidelined for 7 games with right calf and right ankle soreness, was available. The game marked the first time in franchise history that the team has played at home on New Year's Eve. Dillon Brooks is listed as questionable for this road tilt with Brooklyn. Recently, the Grizzlies have been playing better basketball than the Nets and have good value as a road dog. In 8 of their last 9 road games, Memphis has covered the spread, and the Nets have only covered in 1 of their last 10 home games. The Nets allowed the short-handed Los Angeles Clippers to steal a 120-116 victory at home on Saturday night. James Harden finished with 34 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. Kevin Durant added 28 points and 9 rebounds, but the Nets fell to 0-2 since he returned from a 3-game absence in health and safety protocols. The Nets found themselves in a precarious spot playing the Los Angeles Clippers without half their team and head coach. They walked into that game with the intention of blowing them out. Unfortunately, the Clippers came to play and the Nets were left with an embarrassing loss. You can expect Kevin Durant and company to respond in a big way in this home game against Memphis. The Grizzlies are playing some excellent basketball, but with Brooklyn coming off their most embarrassing loss of the season to a bunch of G-Leaguers against Los Angeles, they will come out with a fiery attitude here. Brooklyn is 13-6 in their last 19 games and 8-4 in their last 12 games facing Western Conference foes. Our first betting advice is to pick Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are 11th in the NBA, averaging 110.4 ppg, 7th shooting 46.6% from the floor, and 12th knocking down 35.4% from 3. Kevin Durant is first in the NBA averaging 29.8 ppg. James Harden is second on the Nets averaging 22.8 ppg and leads the team with 9.9 assists and 8.3 rebounds per game. The Nets rank 8th in pace through the beginning of the new year. Both teams are averaging over 110 points per game, finding their offensive groove just in time for the long winter grind. The Grizzlies rank 7th in offensive rating, and with Ja Morant back in the lineup, look as deadly as they have looked all year. The total number has gone over in 8 of Memphis's last 12 games facing Atlantic Division teams. Furthermore, the total number has gone over in 6 of Brooklyn's last 8 games and 8 of their last 11 games facing the Grizzlies. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total.